So it was a little bit of an accident, really. I remember this was back in January of 2013. I was working at a software consulting company where we built apps and web apps and software for clients. And for that year, our CTO said, as a mandate to all developers at the company, you should get involved in the community this year. And for me, being an introvert, that was kind of a problem. I didn't really want to talk to anyone, and so I decided I was going to create a blog, and I was going to write my lessons learned, and I was going to create a YouTube channel where I would teach iOS development, because that was what I was doing, and I wasn't intending to show my face even. So I remember recording those first few YouTube videos were really rough, and I really took so many takes to do it. I hated the sound of my voice. And then I didn't even show my face for the first bit. And those videos are still up, so you can actually check them out. If you scroll all the way to like my first videos, I was so monotonous, so boring in my opinion. But then I just kept at it. You know, I got better and better, got more comfortable with myself. And I started getting feedback from people, you know, that they were using my material and they were learning, and they were really able to get value out of it. And that made me so happy. I didn't even intend for there to be any audience. Really, I started the blog and the YouTube channel because of what our CTO said, and for reasons that I wanted to climb and better my career at the job. That was the reason I started all of this. But just seeing people read my articles and watch my videos and give me that good feedback, that it was helping them, it gave me so much satisfaction. More satisfaction than building apps and getting, building apps for the clients, for the consulting companies, and getting props from my boss or whatever, you know. So it was so good. Like I liked helping people in that way so much that I wanted really to make it a full-time job if I could. And at that time, I was making a bit of ad revenue from YouTube, something like $8 a day. And I was like, if I produce more videos, then I should make more ad revenue. And pretty soon, that could be a full-time income. And so that was my plan, just produce more videos, make more ad revenue, quit my job, and do this full-time because I love it. That didn't really work out. Because the ad revenue, it fluctuates. You have videos which you know are hits and some aren't, and I think at my highest point I was like at $15 a day, but you know really wasn't working out. And I had actually taken a sabbatical to think about that, and I was on such good terms with the boss that he let me take 2 months off just to relax after a bad project and after a tough project. And I told him I really needed this time off just to figure out, reset myself, figure out what I wanted to do. And yeah, that's what I did. So for 2 months, I just relaxed, and I worked on my YouTube channel, worked on my blog, and I only got it up to like $15 a day. And that wasn't enough to quit my job. I went back to work, I refocused myself on my career, and I was gonna climb my career. I realigned myself with those goals. And then I hit this bad project a little later on. So I hit a bad project, and there were bad projects before, but this one was particularly bad. It was during the last 2 weeks of the project. It's always crunch time. You're trying to wrap up all the bugs, trying to ship the product to the client, and you can expect some late nights, but that night was particularly bad. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And we had left the office at like 3 a.m. and parking lot's empty. You're driving home, there's no cars on the road. And then we had to come in the next day at like 9:30 a.m. And I remember sitting back down at my desk in the morning. My back was hurting and I could barely keep my eyes open. They were hurting. And I was just thinking about, wow, if I retire at 65, how many more years do I have to work? You know, and if I can't keep this up, my body wouldn't be able to keep this up, and my health is more important than anything else. And so, you know, and the satisfaction that I got from my YouTube channel and listening to how I was helping people, that, you know, that was that was the greatest thing. I didn't get any more satisfaction from anything else than that. And I really, really wanted to make that my full-time job. So what I did was I quit my job and I gave myself 8 months to try and make it full-time income. And I thought, if I can't make it work, I can always look for a new job, because the job market was pretty good for iOS developers. I wasn't really that afraid of that. But the thing is, at that point in time, I was married and I had my wife, and we were thinking about having kids, and we were thinking about buying a house. And so there was all these like big expenses and big life milestones coming up. And so it was kind of scary in that regard. My wife continued working. She was so supportive of me to try to do this. And I realized that in 8 months' time, I was able to produce a course. Actually, how I arrived at producing a course was actually you guys. I had such a supportive audience, and I just asked you guys, if I created a product or a course that was paid, would you guys purchase it? And enough people said yes, that it gave me the confidence to go ahead and spend that time to produce it. And so I made my first course. It was on Objective-C, teaching complete beginners iOS app development. And from that point on, I've just continued updating that course. When Swift came out, I converted it to Swift. And that's really been my main income asset for all of this time, right? That it's 2019 now, that was 2013. So I'm so thankful that I've been able to do this full time and live my dream to teach you guys. And I'm so satisfied every day to hear about all of your accomplishments and all of the people who are learning iOS app development from me. So it's all thanks to your support. You're watching my videos and you're reading my articles, and yeah, that's how Code with Chris started. Never did I think that it would turn into what it is. And now my wife, she's working on Code with Chris as well. So we have 3 people. We have my wife, myself, and we have Adrian, who edits all the videos and talks with you guys in the community and the YouTube comments. So it's so awesome. It's so awesome. And I'm also so excited for what's to come, because I feel like we're just getting started. As Code with Chris is starting to mature a little bit and starting to become a little bit more of a real company, we're gonna be able to produce higher quality stuff. We're gonna be able to produce more stuff and be in more places and get more exposure and all of that stuff. I can't wait. But in the end, all it really comes down to is the ability to affect more lives, right? And I've come to realize that at first, when Code with Chris started, it was really, you could say that it was for selfish reasons, right? I wanted to be able to do this full time, and it made me really happy, right? Those are me reasons. But later on, as I did it through the years, the reasons kind of morphed, and I realized that I was touching people's lives, and I was affecting people's lives, and I was helping people, a lot of the people who are completely not coders, come into the coding world, get jobs, change the directions of their careers, or people, decide that they want to go into this for school, things like that. So I'm affecting people's lives, and really, ultimately, that is my mission now, to build up this platform, and so I can reach more and more people and affect more lives, change more lives. And I couldn't be happier that this is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing as my job. So thank you guys all for helping me get started on my feet with this. I can't thank you guys enough for watching. I'll see you guys next time.